Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Lacey, and you are here with me on the very first episode of the Footprints of Faith and Chaos podcast featuring me. Thank you so much again for joining me. This is something I've thought about for a few years now, but never actually took the time. To make it happen. And now I'm ready. I'm really excited. So this is obviously the pilot episode. So I am going to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about myself, and then I want to share my goals of what I hope to accomplish with this podcast, and then we'll close it up. So again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who is listening in. I do have a really big village who supports me. And I'm just so excited. The reason why I'm doing this podcast is for me. And Jonathan, who's my husband, has done podcasting before, and I've guest co-host or guest hosted with him and loved it. But he always spoke on things that he was passionate about and things that were interesting to him. And I really wanted to take the reins and I wanted to talk about things that interest me. And um, so that's why I'm here today. So thank you again for listening in. Down the road, I hope to have Jonathan on the podcast. I have a lineup of folks that I'm looking forward to having on here. Sawyer is definitely one. I talked to Brady. Brady has already said that he was willing to come on. So I'm excited. So what's the point? The point is, I am on here to share my story and to share just, I guess, my opinion of some things and hard life experiences. So, who am I? I am, first of all, Rachel Lacey. I am a wife. So I've been with Jonathan. We've been together over 5 years. We will be married for 5 years in August. So that's super exciting. We have been together since 2018. We got married in 2019. We have two beautiful daughters. We have two under two. So we have Aaliyah, who is 22 months. She will be 2 in March. And then we have Amaya, who's about to be 9 months old, and she will be 1 in May. So as you can see, I don't know why I decided to start a podcast with two under two, as it's definitely super crazy. I also work full time. I work full time as a office manager and an administrator at a special ed school. So I am lucky enough to work from home on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then I work in the office Mondays and Thursdays, and then I have my Fridays, which I do usually check into work and do a couple of work things, but typically I have Fridays off to do grocery shopping and catch up on all the housework that gets left behind as we continue moving forward. So that's kind of what my day in, day out looks like. Um, I also am the oldest daughter of 4 girls. So I do have a lot of those firstborn tendencies. I'm definitely a perfectionist, type A. Um, I always try to have everything together on time. I'm definitely the older sister, the mom of all my friend groups. So as you can see, I'm actually recording this on my bed because I want this vibe, this feel, to be like you're talking to your older sister, that we can have a conversation, that it's relaxed, it's not uptight. I want people to feel open and honest. I'm going to be open and honest and vulnerable about some of the things in my life that I've gone through or been through. And I hope that my audience can get the courage to be honest and vulnerable with themselves. And I hope that they will see a difference in them too. That's definitely something, a goal or a hope of mine, is that by sharing my story, that those that are listening, maybe it will impact your life, and maybe it will give you some guidance that maybe you were missing. I am a believer, a born again believer in Jesus. I do believe that he died for me, and I know that some people have a really hard time with that. And I'm not saying that you have to be a Christian or this is all going to be about Jesus and God, but that's a really important part of my life too. And that deserves its flowers, its light, and I hope to share some of that. If that turns you right away, then I understand. This is a place of no judgment. This is a no judgment zone. I am not claiming to be perfect. I am not perfect. I've made my fair shares of mistakes, but you know what? I get back up. I get back up on my own 2 feet and I try again, or I problem solve and I try to figure it out, because nobody's going to do it right all the time, every single time. So I'm here to share with you that I am an imperfect person trying to figure out life along with the rest of us. I am a millennial. So I definitely can understand some of the things that the millennials are going through, because I am going through it myself. I am definitely one of those people that went to college and I have student loans and I cannot purchase a home because of my student loans. Not that they're bad, but it's just with the market right now, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So, um, but you know what? I'm not complaining. This is my life right now. And I am going to put my nose to the ground. I'm going to work my butt off and I'm going to make it happen. And when the time is right, the doors are open for my family to move into a home that hopefully will be um, more stable and just something that we see ourselves in for a long time. Right now, it's the four of us in a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. We do have a Great Dane and an Australian Shepherd Poodle. So sometimes it does get a little cramped in here, but it's nice and cozy, and we are so grateful to our landlords. These doors have opened up for us, and we can have our dogs, we can have our kids, and you know what? That's all that matters, and that's working right now. So if you can hear, um, I have 2 babies who are sleeping or supposed to be sleeping. They may wake up, but usually they'll cry for a second and then they head right back. Jonathan's out playing basketball. So my dogs are typically on alert when dad's not home. So I apologize in advance if you hear them or see them. It's very possible that they are protecting my house and protecting me and my babies. So that's all that matters. Um, but I want to circle around and share my goals of this podcast. I do want to talk about relationships. I am so passionate about relationships. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. I love to hear people's stories. I love to share my story. And just relationships, that doesn't just have to mean a significant other. That can be a family relationship, that can be a friend relationship, that can be a significant other, that can be a sibling. Relationships are not just with a significant other. So I am excited to take on that. I'm excited to talk about. I was thinking birth order. I definitely have a ton of those firstborn traits that I would love to talk with some other firstborns. I may even bring my sisters on, and you can kind of see the difference. Again, I'm one of four between the four of us, and we are pretty close, which not a lot of families are able to say, or sisters, anyways. I feel like a lot of people share with me that they are not close with their siblings, but I am fortunate enough to have a really tight knit group and tight knit sisters. So that's really cool. I would love to expand on that. I also want another goal of mine is to share about being a mom and what that's like, and having two under two, and what that means, and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And again, I don't have all the answers. I'm not always right. And something that works for my family may work differently for your family. And guess what? That's okay. And that's great. And I, again, no judgment zone, am here to hopefully help and support you in your journey, as much as I hope that my listeners will help and support me with mine. So I have the girls. And again, like I said, I work full time. Some things about me that I really enjoyed going to school. I do have a bachelor's in business, and then I have a master's in education. So I did go to school for about 5.5 to 6 years, receiving both of those degrees. And they literally, what I do now in my position, I get to use both of them, and it's the perfect spot. And it's really great. And I get to interact with students. I get to interact with administration. I get to be part of the problem solving, and do all the things that I really enjoy. So I am so grateful for the job that I have, even though sometimes the day in and day out can be crazy. I do overall enjoy what I do. So that leads me to being okay with working and being a working mom. I love to work. So this podcast and my social media platforms. This is a time for me to have fun and to share and to be excited. So it's really funny. Allie and I typically will read her devotional together every single night. And this tonight, it was saying that you can get so excited, you have to just stop and think and not react. And I have been thinking about this podcast all day because I knew today was going to be the night that I recorded. And I was nervous. I was excited. I was thinking so much and thinking about all the different things I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it and how I was going to begin and what it was going to look like and what do I start with first. I have all these ideas that are blasting through my mind. And what a soft reminder saying, Rachel, hold up. You're so excited. You're not even thinking straight. So don't mind my a little scatterbrain, but it's literally because I am so excited. I'm so excited to be here. Um, and I hope that I get to be a mentor. Youth is my love. I love teenagers. They're crazy. They have a lot of personality. They have a lot of attitude. But they have such a story, and it's such a critical point in their life. I know my teenage years were not easy. It's really difficult. You're trying to figure out who you are, where you're going, hormones, boyfriends, girlfriends. And it just is like a hot mess of a mixed with high school and high school drama and all of that. And if they're working on top of that, or what's going on at home, all of that plays a role in how people act and are and their attitudes. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that maybe I can bring on some of my little cousins that I've been able to connect with, and they can be a part of this show. Because I think that everybody should have a voice and you should be able to say what you would like in your piece. So long way around. Again, I'm scrambling because I am just that excited. So some more goals of mine. I hope that I can look back one day, even if nobody does listen, maybe this is just for me and this is my outlet. You know what? God is good. Here we are. I'm going to share my story in my voice. And if maybe my girls will come back and listen and look at this one day and be like, wow, mom, that was really brave of you to be so vulnerable, to be so open. And maybe that will touch their life. Maybe a stranger down the road needed some advice or needed to hear what I had to say. And again, I'm nobody special. I am just a Joe Schmo, living life, working hard, raising a family, and just doing things that I love. And I love people, and I love to fix things. And I love to be that listening ear and that supporter and cheerleader. I don't always feel like I had that. So I definitely try to be that for others. Um, so I hope that coming along with the podcast and the social media platforms, another goal of mine is to become an Amazon affiliate. I know that that's crazy, but I love Amazon, and your girl is trying to step up her wardrobe game because I've had two babies, and I'm just about ready that I am done with maternity clothes. I am done with old raggedy clothes. So I'm hoping that I can get on this Amazon affiliate train, and I can go ahead and start to receive some Amazon stuff for free. I would love to review it, and hopefully your girl will get an upgrade here soon. So yeah, nothing super crazy. But that's kind of where I'm headed. That's what I'm thinking. Those are some goals of mine. Some personal goals of mine for this year, seeing how it is January. This is the first and only podcast here happening in January. Jonathan and I sat down together and talked about our goals that we have for this year. So one of them was a wardrobe update for both of us. We've been living in the last 5 years, and we both needed a solid update of our wardrobes. Um, a goal of mine was to um, so I am 25 pounds away from being what I weighed in high school. Isn't that crazy? After two babies, I worked really, really hard. I've counted my calories. I work out like once, maybe twice, usually twice, 2 to 3 times a week. And I've gotten all the way back down to almost my high school weight. So by the end of the year, I really hope to be where I was in high school. And another goal of ours is financially. We're hoping to pay off our car. And this next year, we're hoping that we will be able to start looking for a house. I don't know how realistic that is. Again, John and I both work full time. It's not that we're slacking off, because we're not. We do work. But life is expensive. Life's super expensive. So we would like to at least pay off our Toyota, and then hopefully start saving for a house. Our other car is definitely on its last leg. So that's also a possibility, is purchasing a new vehicle by the end of the year. So those are some goals of ours. And I am doing this for my mental health. I'm excited because I typically pour into everybody else, and this is pouring into me. So again, I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to talk with you. I'm excited. I hope that my listeners will reach out to me and tell me things that they want to talk about, or they would like to hear, or their story. So those are some of my goals for this year. And if they don't happen, that's okay. It's not that I'm not trying. I'm hoping that they do get accomplished, but I feel that I am so strict with myself. And if something doesn't happen perfect, doesn't happen in the time frame that I think they should, then I can get upset or cranky. So I'm working on myself there, and just trying to have grace and to know that it's okay. Um, I will close out this very first podcast with, again, just sharing a little bit more about me. Just so you can get to know me. Maybe we like the same things, and this will catch your attention. My favorite color is blue. And I think that that says a lot about a person, what their favorite color is. So I am definitely a blue girl. My birthstone, so I am born in September. I am a Virgo. Love all of that. I think it's super fun to listen to talk about. So my birthstone is a blue sapphire. So Jonathan did incorporate blue sapphire into my engagement ring, which I absolutely adore. Um, I always wanted to be a mom. Always, 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 always. I was told growing up that ultimately I need to find a career that I can be both a mom and have a career at the same time. And I did. And I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that I did, because I get the best of both worlds. I get to be with my babies and I get to work. So that is super cool. I have always been hopeless romantic. I love rom-coms. I love romantic movies. I love drama shows. Love them. Love some trashy reality TV. The Circle is definitely Too Hot to Handle. Another one. Love it. My one of couple of my favorite shows is Bridgerton. Also reading the books and loving them. Loving them. Cannot recommend it enough, but definitely I guess parental provision or suggested under the age of 16. Quite a lot of sexual content, so heads up on that. Um, Huge fan of Game of Thrones. I'm super nerdy and I love it and I wouldn't change it. And you can judge me, but huge Lord of the Rings fan, like Star Wars, huge Marvel fan. I hang out with all the superheroes. We're tight. We're super cool. Um, and I watched my very first anime at the end of last year and took a lot of convincing, years of convincing, but I thoroughly enjoyed Attack on Titan. Um, Loved Game of Thrones. Huge fan of Game of Thrones. Really enjoyed that. I didn't think I would, but I did. Um, but that's in terms of movies and TV shows that I get to watch when my children are sleeping. And that's usually John and I. We kind of calm our evenings down with watching a TV show or movie together. Um, I am a huge, let me tell you, huge 90s, 2000s R&B fan. You will always catch me listening to Neo and Usher and Mariah Carey and Rihanna and just like all of them. I just love like super classy baby making music. Trey Songs, love it. Love it. And I feel that there are no longer any for real R&B singers. And if you disagree and you have somebody, let me know because I have not found anybody that I have loved as much as Neo. So I also got to see Neo over the summer. That was towards the end of the summer. Jonathan took me for my birthday, and that was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. The only other concert other that I have been to was Chris Brown, and that was great. But Neo absolutely blew my expectations, and I have extremely high expectations. So if that says anything, that should tell you something. I have a ton of tattoos. Huge fan of tattoos. Love them. Maybe one podcast will be me sharing the different meanings of my tattoos that I have. My dad has a lot of tattoos too. So I think that that's probably where it stems from. And then once I started getting them, actually, all my sisters have them too. We have a pretty cool matching sister tattoo. So what else about me? I love the beach. I hope a goal of ours as me and John is to travel with our kids and without the kids. The dream trip is to take a trip to Europe. Something we've always looked forward to doing. A huge dog fan. I love our dogs. Our dogs are fantastic. I love Mediterranean and Mexican food. I like Chinese food. Actually, I love all food. I'm not a hater. Love breakfast for dinner. We had eggs and bacon for dinner tonight. Um, Simple is easy. I am straightforward. I am transparent. I try not to sugarcoat anything. I hope I don't offend anybody, but when I'm talking with somebody, my inner circle is usually people that are transparent and are not going to beat around the bush or bullshit me. Um, I apologize for the language. Again, but that's the kind of people that you want in your inner circle, people who are going to be straightforward, who are going to tell you the truth, who are going to be real with you. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be myself. And if you don't like that or you don't want to be, you don't want to listen, that's fine. That's totally up to you. But if you do, I think we're going to have a great time. I think we're going to have fun. I think we're going to laugh. I think we're going to cry. It might be a little bit of a roller coaster. So if you're willing to take a ride with me and come along this journey, you'll see the footprints of my path. You'll see my faith intertwined within my footprints. You'll also see the chaos that I've had and am going through, and what is life without a little bit of faith and chaos. So if you enjoyed listening, feel free to subscribe. And I'm going to be blasting content of my kids, of my life, on all of my social media platforms. You can find me on YouTube. That is a huge place. You can subscribe and you can watch all my videos of my kids. You can go ahead and find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. So feel free, guys. That's the biggest way that you can get in touch with me. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you want me to talk about. And again, I just want to say thank you for coming along on this journey. Thanks for listening to me talk about myself. I promise it's not going to be like that in the future, but we're going to have some really great guest hosts, and welcome aboard, and let's get on this roller coaster. Let's strap in, and here we go.